Hey everyone, it's Max. Welcome back for Strength and Stability Flow 3. So this is, if you're just tuning in for this one, this is the third one. I'm gonna periodically be releasing more and more of these strength and stability flows. These are all just quick, short, strong practices for you to work on your physical and mental strength and stability. So take a seat, join me on the mat. We're gonna get started by just centering ourselves, setting our intention. So get comfortable. Like I said, we're here for just a moment. If it feels good, you can go ahead and close down the eyes. Let's let go of anything that maybe is bothering us from earlier in the week or earlier in the day. And let go of anything maybe that we're worried about in the future. Let's just take 3 deep breaths together. So seal your lips, inhaling all the way through the nose. Open the mouth, sigh it out. One more big inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, sigh it out. Last one, biggest one yet. Sigh it out. You can seal your lips. Take just a moment to set your intention for today's practice. So why are you here? Why are you practicing? Why are you working on strength and stability? When you're ready, you can gently blink open the eyes, and we'll do our normal warm-up. So go ahead and meet me in tabletop position, palms flat on the mat. And we'll begin with some cat-cow. So inhale, arch the back, looking up. Exhale to round the spine, gazing towards the belly button. Inhale, arching the back, looking up. Exhale, rounding the spine. Flow through that a few more times on your own. Loosening up the spine. And then you can take any organic movements, waving the back, moving the hips around, just whatever you feel like you need today before we get started. All right, let's come back to our tabletop position, neutral spine. Engage the core by pulling the belly button to the spine. We'll do our hip warm up, so lifting the right leg up behind you, keeping your core engaged, and then finding some big hip circles on the right side in one direction, and then switching directions with the circle. And then you can go ahead and release. And we'll switch to the other side. So again, core is engaged, lifting the left leg. Nice big slow circles on this side, like you're drawing a big circle with your left knee. And then switch directions. So getting a little mobility in the hips. Remember to breathe your slow, steady, even breaths in and out through the nose. Can go ahead and release. Let's curl the toes under. Actually, let's do our wrist warm up. So bring the palms a little bit closer to the knees and then gently forward and backward. Waking up the wrists. And then maybe some circles on the wrists and switching directions when it feels appropriate. There shouldn't be any pain today during any of our postures or movements or even just these wrist warm-ups. So we have to learn to distinguish discomfort from pain. Discomfort is okay. We want to push through that, but if there's any sharp pains, we don't want to push through that at all. So you can walk your hands a little bit further out, palms down on the mat, fingers pointing towards your knees, and then you can slowly, gently lean backwards. You can bend one elbow and then the other. You can sway side to side. We're just opening up the wrists and the forearms, and everyone's different. So I know this one's pretty intense for me. I know a lot of people can go way deeper than this, and that's awesome. But you might keep your palms on the mat and just it's strong enough for you here, and that's totally fine too. And then let's put the back of the hands on the mat. Last part of the wrist warm up. And again, finding any movement, leaning backwards. And this time it's kind of opening into the top of the forearms and the top of the wrists. Gently release. Let's come back to our tabletop. Curl the toes under. Hover the knees. So we're in this floating tabletop now, which really engages the core. And we'll chill here for a second, breathing, remembering our intention, why we're working on this strength and stability. Why do we want a strong core? So you're not the body. You're not even the mind. You are a spirit soul. And your body's your vehicle, so we want to take care of the body, but we don't want to be too overly focused on it. Should be starting to feel the burn a little bit here. From here, let's do some donkey kicks. So our knees are still hovering. We'll lift the right leg up behind us with the knee bent, and then back down. And then the left leg, and back down. We're still hovering the knees, right and left. And let's do one more on each side. Right and left. Back to our hovering table, breathing deeply here. And then gently setting the knees down. Let's lift the right leg again. So the left knee's down, the right leg's lifted. Pick up the left hand, see if you can reach around and grab hold of your right foot or ankle. So you're working on your stability and your balance. We're in a two-legged table now. Obviously, tables that only have two legs are a little bit less stable. And so we're just working on that, on our spine, our core. You can kind of kick your foot into your hand and then gently release. We'll lift the left leg up. Reach back with the right hand, grabbing hold of the right foot or ankle. And again, our two-legged table, just finding your balance here. Maybe catching your breath. We're working on the balance, but we're letting our breath slow back down after that hovering table. And gently release. Let's get your palms flat on the mat. Find your stable foundation with your upper body, and let's step into our plank position. So again, engage the core, round the upper back a little bit so you're really pushing the floor away. You can just gently engage the glutes a little bit here. And remember, you're pulling your belly button up towards the spine. Breathing. It's okay if you need to bring your knees down. Wherever you're at today is totally fine. You're making steps in the right direction. On your next exhale, go ahead and push back to your down dog. And you can walk the dog gently, bending one knee and then the other, finding any movements that feel good to you here. And then let's just find a moment of stillness. Let's take a couple more of those cleansing breaths that we took at the beginning of class. So seal the lips, breathe in through the nose, filling all the way up. Open the mouth, sigh it out. One more. Inhale, filling all the way up through the nose. Open the mouth, sigh it out. On your inhale, bend the knees and slowly walk to the top of the mat. Spread the feet. Find your malasana, your yoga squat. It's okay if you need to elevate your heels or if you can't come all the way down. Just find your version of this pose. Wherever you're at, though, see if you can lengthen the spine, lifting the crown of the head up towards the ceiling, finding length in the back of your neck. So again, we're giving ourselves a chance to kind of catch our breath, slow things down. So we want to build that strength. But yoga is about steadiness and ease as well. So we're pushing ourselves, but we also want to find that sense of ease, and we can do that by slowing down the breath, working with the breath, breathing in and out through the nose. From here, let's lower onto our butt. And we'll go into what's called the 90-90 position. So your left leg will have that in front of you. So kind of like the front portion of a pigeon pose. So your left shin is parallel to the top of your mat. And in a pigeon pose, your right leg would be way back behind you. But here, it's in a 90-degree angle. So your right shin is parallel with the right long edge of your mat. So this is putting our hip in internal rotation. For some people, this can be intense, and for some people, they don't feel it. As long as there's no pain, you're good to go here. So we're going to target our outer hip here, or the right outer hip. So it's okay to keep your left palm on the mat, or on the floor, or on the mat, or whatever. We don't want to lean way over to the left. So we're going to be lifting up this leg, and the further over you lean left, you're kind of compensating for that lift. So see if you can be upright as much as possible. You don't have to be straight up. And see if you can keep your left knee down on the mat. So this left shin is staying flat on the mat. And when you're ready, we'll go ahead and see if we can use our hip strength to lift this entire leg. So lifting, and it's just hovering. The knees hovering, the ankles hovering, just an inch or two off the mat. This might feel very intense for you, might be very difficult. That's okay. You just do what you can, and we're making steps and progress towards that strength and that stability. We're breathing and seeing if we can find a sense of ease in the rest of our body while our right hip is tensing up and working on that strength there. So from here, keeping the leg lifted, can you straighten the leg, spin it around so it's now straight out in front of you, and then rotate the leg back and set it down. Good job. All right, so keeping the left knee pinned down, lift your right knee as much as you can. So we're increasing the distance between our two knees, and we'll just swap positions going over to the other side. So we're in the same position. You may need to readjust. Our right shin is now parallel to the back of the mat, and the left shin is parallel to that same side of the mat. So we'll take a moment to get settled here again, not leaning way over to the right. It's okay to have your right palm on the mat or on the floor. Trying to keep the right shin and knee on the mat, sitting up straight as much as possible. Again, finding your sense of ease. And then when you're ready, we'll go ahead and lift that left leg. So the left knee and the left ankle and foot is hovering just an inch or two off the mat. Keeping that slow, steady breath. You might tremble, you might shake. My left leg's trembling a little bit here. That's what we want. Just activating these muscles that we don't often use in our day-to-day life. Using our mental strength to stay in the posture, even though our body maybe is telling us, you can't do it. If you need to take a break, that's okay, but you can do it. All right, let's straighten the leg, rotate it around so it's pointing out in front of us, and then we'll rotate it back, set it down, back into our 90-90 position. Let's lift the left knee, come back to our 90-90 facing the front of the mat now. And then you can lift the right leg, and we'll just come onto our butt here. And let's find our boat pose. So getting back into the core a little bit. So rocking back. Let's turn the palms to face upward, and your shins are parallel to the mat. Engaging the core. We'll breathe here. And then let's lower a little bit. If you want to stay in boat, if you're fine staying in boat, that's fine. You can just stay up in upper boat, or you can lower down with me. Straighten the legs. And if you want a little bit more, we can butterfly the legs. So just flutter kicks here. Breathing. Come back to high boat, and then you can release. Let's push ourselves forward, coming into a forward fold. You can cross the arms, just let your head dangle for a moment. On your next inhale, let's find a flat back, lifting halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rising up, reaching up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's again make our practice and remember bringing our mind back to our intention that we set at the beginning of class. Why are we here? Why are we practicing? Let's keep returning to that. Inhale to reach up, both arms. Exhale to fold. Inhale, lifting halfway. Exhale, stepping back into high plank. Hold here. Inhaling. And on your exhale, lowering down for your chaturanga. Inhale for cobra or up dog. Exhale for down dog. All right, let's walk your feet together in the middle of the mat, at the back of the mat here. Inhaling, lifting the right leg for three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Holding here. Let's set that right foot down out to the side. So the right leg's straight, and you've set your right foot down kind of on the pinky side edge of the foot. Inhale, lift the left leg, the left arm. And we're in this fallen triangle position, kind of like a side plank. Lifting here. Breathing. And then on your exhale, left palm finds the mat. Make sure it's nice and stable. We'll rotate to side plank on the left. We'll hold here, breathing. On your exhale, right palm finds the mat again, finding stability on that right palm. We'll rotate all the way over. Left foot steps behind. So we're now doing our wild thing with the right arm down. So squeeze your glutes to lift your hips. And then as you exhale, we'll return to plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower for chaturanga. Inhale, push back to plank. And then push it down, back to down dog. On your next inhale, you can step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale for a flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rising up, reaching up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, stepping back into high plank and lowering through your chaturanga. Inhaling for your up dog. Exhaling for down dog. Feet are together at the back of the mat. Get set here. And then on your inhale, left leg lifts for three-legged dog. On your exhale, knee to left elbow. Inhale, three-legged. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, back to the right elbow. Extra time on this time. I forgot we were supposed to pause over here. All right, let's set that left foot down. Coming up onto the left hand, right arm lifts for this fallen triangle. So your core is nice and strong. Your left shoulder is nice and strong. Breathing. On your exhale, right palm comes down. Find stability there. Rotate to find side plank on the left. Few cycles of breath here. On your next exhale, left palm finds the mat, finding your stability there, and rotating. Right leg steps behind for wild thing with the left arm down. Squeeze the glutes to lift the hips. Right arm is reaching overhead. And as you exhale, back to plank. Inhaling in plank. Exhale to lower for chaturanga. Inhale, pushing back to plank. Exhale, back to down dog. From here, let's wave it back forward to plank. Inhale, exhale, slowly lower, as slow as you can, all the way down to your belly. So you're flat on the mat now. Let's bring the palms directly underneath the shoulders. We'll do some cobra lifts. So inhale, lift in the upper body, not using your arm strength, just using your back strength and trying to keep the back of your neck nice and long. And exhale to lower down. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. This time, bring your legs and feet together. We'll do our locust lift, so full body lift. So inhale, lifting the upper body, lifting the legs, lifting the hands, squeezing the shoulder blades together, almost as if you're trying to touch your elbow tips together behind your back. Lifting your feet, breathing, and keeping that length in the back of your neck, strengthening the back side of the body. You're welcome to stay here. If you want a little bit more, you can reach the hands overhead as if you're doing a pull-up and pull back. Reach and pull. Reach and pull. Let's do one more for good luck. Reach, pull, and then lower everything down. Let's push up onto our knees. Spread your knees as wide as your mat. Big toes can come together to touch, and then let's lower into our child's pose. So your arms are stretched out ahead of you. If it feels comfortable, you can gently place your forehead down on the mat, slowing your breath down. This is a short class, but a difficult one. I know I'm sweating. So congratulate yourself for putting in that work. Even if you're only able to do 10% of the class, you're giving that effort. You're using your discipline, your mental discipline to show up. In yoga philosophy, we call that tapas. That's that inner fire of discipline and strength. And so again, even if you weren't able to fully complete the class, or there's certain exercises you couldn't do, no worries. That's why it's called a yoga practice. It's not a yoga competition. And every time we step onto our mat, it's a little laboratory where we can have our peaceful space and push ourselves in this controlled environment and see what we can do and see where we can push ourselves. And the goal is not to get a perfect six-pack or to be able to do handstands or whatever. All that stuff's cool. But the goal is to find our stability and our strength that we're cultivating in this laboratory of our mat and see how much of that we can bring into the rest of our lives. When you're in a stressful situation, can you remember your practice? Can you slow down your breath? Can you tune in and check in with yourself? And find your mental stability, your mental strength to let the waves of emotions pass over you, observe them, but keep your mind fixed on your purpose and your intention. So we're going to close class here. If you want to go ahead and transition to your Shavasana position, go ahead. I really appreciate you spending the time to practice with me. These strength and stability flows are my offering to you all. Again, I'm going to be releasing some longer versions of these classes on my website. It would really help me out if you could like, subscribe, do all that good YouTube stuff so I can keep giving you these offerings and working with you. So may we open to awareness for the benefit of all beings. Thank you so much, friends, and I'll see you next time.